Yo, chat, we got an update. Exclusive news via people.com. This released about 4 hours ago. Celeste Rivas Hernandez was likely dead for several weeks before being found in David's Tesla trunk. This is a police exclusive. The musician has not been named a suspect or charged, and his representative has stated that he is fully cooperating with the investigation. All right, this is something that was stated before. The Los Angeles Police Department believes that the body of Celeste Rivas Hernandez, the 14-year-old girl who was found dead inside a car belonging to musician David, had been there for several weeks. LAPD Captain and Commanding Officer Scott M. Williams told people that he could not confirm if the musician was cooperating with the investigation. David has not been named a suspect or charged, and his representative has stated that he is fully cooperating with the investigation. Okay, so that's interesting. He can't confirm nor deny that David's cooperating, but David's representative can. That's interesting. Rivas Hernandez was found dead in an impounded Tesla registered to David on September 8th, while David, real name David Burke, was on tour in the US. Okay, we know this. The LAPD believes that the body of Celeste Rivas Hernandez, the 14-year-old girl who was found dead inside a Tesla belonging to musician David, had been in the car for several weeks before it was discovered. Speaking with People, LAPD Captain and Commanding Officer Scott M. Williams said that while many questions remain about the death of Rivas Hernandez, yes, we got a lot of questions. We need answers. We need answers. Like, LAPD is pissing me off at this point. Whose body was found inside the car in the LA parking lot on September 8th. We know for sure that Celeste Rivas Hernandez died and someone placed her body in the front trunk area of David Burke's Tesla. We know that. Hello? Scott M. Williams, we know this. Tell us something we don't know. We knew that. Yo, Commanding Officer Williams, we knew this. We knew she was dead and placed in the trunk. We're well aware she died and somebody placed her body in the trunk. We were aware of that. Tell us something we don't know. We knew this day one. We knew this. Is this his first day on the job? Who is this guy? I never heard of this guy. Yo, statements like that don't give me much hope. Like, we knew this. Tell us something we don't know. Or don't say nothing at all. All right, let me keep reading. We know that the Tesla had been parked at the location from which it was towed for several weeks. Yes, we knew that as well. So it's very likely Celeste Rivas Hernandez had been dead for several weeks prior to her body being discovered. Okay, for him to say something like that, it seems like he's confident she died weeks before being placed in the trunk. Well, are we narrowing the gap on the timeline of her death? It's just going back several weeks. That's how I'm interpreting this. The LA County Medical Examiner has not determined a cause or manner of her death, so we don't know for sure if anyone has any criminal culpability for her death beyond the concealment of her dead body. The captain added, sharing that the LAPD's Robbery Homicide Division is still probing the case. Williams also confirmed that the LAPD did serve a search warrant at a residence near where the car was towed. I thought we were aware of this as well, man. Dude. Mr. Williams, tell us something we don't know. Just stating the obvious. A landlord previously told SF Gate that David 20 had been staying at a LA property with his manager, but that the two moved out days after electronics and more were seized from the home, per the outlet. Williams told People that he cannot confirm what was taken from the property. Additionally, speculation has circulated online about the possibility of a relationship between Rivas Hernandez and the romantic homicide singer, as the teen seemingly had a matching tattoo on her right index finger. The LA Times reported, citing the medical examiner, allegedly similar to the one on David. But Williams said, as far as their relationship, it would be premature for me to say anything. Oh my God, bro. What I get from that is that Williams, LAPD, the Robbery Homicide Division, it really doesn't sound like they got anything. Like, they're just as lost as us people speculating on Reddit, on TikTok. He's not using confident words right here. Premature for me to say anything, bro. LAPD about to piss me off, bro. We are looking into everything, the captain told people. The LAPD would not confirm that David was cooperating with the investigation despite his rep previously telling NBC LA that he was fully cooperating with the authorities. All right, what's up with that as well? Like, why can't y'all confirm that? What's up? David has not been named a suspect or charged with a crime in relation to the case. His representative has not responded to multiple requests for comment from people. I feel like he should have just said nothing, man, because, dude, like, he said nothing. Absolutely nothing. He just said what we knew. Everyone knew this. We knew she was dead and placed in a Tesla. We knew that. Not once did I think she was killed in the trunk. Chat, did y'all think that once? Did y'all think she was killed in the trunk? From the rip, I thought she was killed somewhere else and placed in the trunk. Come on, that's obvious. That's obvious that's the case, because if it wasn't, there'd be blood all over the place and they would have hinted at that. They would have mentioned something like that. Brutally murdered in the trunk. That would have been in the headline. But no, it was found dead in Tesla trunk. It seemed very obvious she was killed somewhere and then her remains were placed in the Tesla trunk. That's clear as day. All right, chat, we're going to go over another article. This one dropped 4 days ago per MSN.com. The title of this article, David is not a murder suspect. Authorities explain why. The simplest explanation for why David has not been listed as a suspect is that the authorities have not even concluded that a murder actually occurred. While TMZ has reported multiple times that the LAPD's robbery homicide division is leading the investigation into the death of the 15-year-old girl and the investigation is being treated like a murder, it has not officially been deemed a homicide investigation. Law enforcement officials told ABC News that the reason the investigation is not currently considered a homicide investigation is that authorities have not yet determined how Rivas died, which means they do not have enough evidence to definitively state that she was murdered. The statement from law enforcement officials is backed up by an assessment from ABC News contributor and legal expert Brian Buckmeyer, who explained last week why David has not been arrested, charged, or questioned regarding the girl's death. Law enforcement does not have the answers that they want in order to be able to confront or question David, Buckmeyer said on Good Morning America last week, especially without an autopsy report as to the cause and manner of death. If investigators are able to determine a cause of death and conclude that it was a homicide, then authorities could begin identifying suspects. As of now, however, they can't name a suspect in a crime they aren't even sure occurred. That makes a lot of sense. As of now, David has not been arrested, has not been named a suspect in the case, and a spokesperson for the artist has maintained that he is fully cooperating with the investigation. All right, that makes sense. They can't charge anyone with murder if they don't even know a murder happened, right? They're not sure of the time and cause of death. Chat, I know y'all feel how I feel right now. We really hope this gets concluded ASAP. Honestly, from what I got from both of these articles, it's gonna take a while. A long while to figure things out. Just off the LAPD chief's tone of voice, he didn't sound confident at all. At all. He simply stated things we are already aware of, we're already hip to. Now, if he would have said something no one knew, okay, I have faith. Faith is restored. I trust the investigation that's happening. I'm hopeful of it. Right now, I'm not too hopeful whatsoever. It looks like we're going to be speculating for a long time. But chat, let me know what y'all think about this. Let me know what y'all think about the updates. Rest in peace to this poor girl, Celeste Rivas.